Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. My name is Lucas Silva. I am 22 years old. I live in a big city in Brazil. The city is called Rio de Janeiro. Today I want to tell you a story. This story is very important for me. It changed my life in a big way. It changed how I speak and how I think about my future. It changed how I feel about myself. I hope my story can help you too, maybe if you have a big problem like I had. I am a student at university. I study law. My dream is to be a good lawyer. In Brazil, most people speak Portuguese. I speak Portuguese very well because it is my first language. But for the kind of law I want to study, international law, I need English. Many important books, legal cases, and papers are written in English. Also, big law companies often need lawyers who can speak and understand English very well. English is like the main language for international law. My English was very, very basic before. I knew only a few simple words. Words like hello, goodbye, yes, no, and thank you. I knew the numbers from 1 to 10. Maybe some colors like red and blue, that was all. When I saw text written in English, I could not understand it. It was like seeing a secret code or strange symbols. I felt lost and confused. Because of my poor English, I worried a lot about my future. I thought, how can I ever work in international law if I cannot read or speak English? This worry was a heavy feeling. It made me feel sad and a little scared about my future job. I felt like there was a big wall between me and my dream. I knew English was important, maybe the most important thing I needed to learn outside of law itself. I felt very stuck. I knew I needed to learn English, but I did not know the best way. I thought about taking classes, but maybe they would be too fast for me, or too slow, or too expensive. I looked at English books, but they seemed difficult, and I did not know where to begin. I felt alone with this big problem. My friends also found English difficult, so they could not help me much. In law school, some teachers started giving us articles and texts in English. I could not understand these difficult papers. I tried using online tools to translate them, but the translations were not always correct, and I did not learn the real English words or how to use them. I saw other students in my class who could read some English. I felt a little jealous and much more worried about my own situation. Every day I saw more clearly why English was necessary for my studies and my future career. I knew I absolutely had to do something to learn English, but I felt lost and did not know where to start or what to do first. The problem felt too big and too difficult for me to solve by myself. Then, one day, something changed. I was using my computer looking for information and I found something new. It was something I had not seen before. This thing started to help me. It helped me slowly, step by step. It was the beginning of a big change in my life. It was the first small step towards breaking down that big English wall that blocked my dream. This is how my story begins. 2. My big problem. I had a big dream. I wanted to work with law for different countries. This is called international law. To do this job, I needed to talk to people from other places. The language for this is English, but my English level was not good enough. It felt like a very big wall in front of me. I could not see how to climb over it. Before this time, I tried to learn English. Maybe I took a class, but sometimes the class was too fast for me. The teacher spoke quickly and I did not understand. Other times I felt too shy to speak in the class. I did not want to make mistakes in front of other students. Maybe the class was too expensive for me too. Money was sometimes a problem. I also tried to learn from books. I went to a shop and bought some English books, but when I opened them, they looked very difficult. There were many rules about grammar and I did not know where to start. There were too many new words on one page. It felt confusing and I closed the books. I felt like I was alone with this problem. Many of my friends also thought English was very hard to learn. My studies at law school made the problem feel bigger. Sometimes my teachers gave us texts or articles to read. These were in English. I looked at the pages and I could not understand many words. It was difficult to understand the meaning of the sentences. I tried to use a tool on the internet to translate the words, but the translation was not always correct. I did not really learn the English words this way. I just got a fast answer, but I forgot it quickly. I saw other students in my class. Some of them knew some English words. They could read parts of the articles. This made me feel a little jealous. It also made me feel more worried about my own studies and my future. Every day I saw how important English was becoming. For my studies for my dream job, the need for English grew stronger and stronger. I knew I had to do something. I had to find a way to learn, but I looked at the big wall and I felt lost. I did not know what the first step should be. The problem felt too big. 3. I find help. One day I was looking on the internet. I read about something new. It was called ChatGPT. People said it was an AI, a kind of computer program that can talk like a person. It was a chatbot. I felt curious. An AI that can talk. Can this help me learn English? I was also a little doubtful. How can a computer teach me a language? Is it like a smart robot? I felt a little nervous to try. But then I remembered my big problem. I remembered my dream to be a lawyer who can use English. I thought I must try something new. I cannot stay like this. So I opened the website for ChatGPT on my computer. I saw a box where I could type words. It was empty. I felt a little scared, but I took a deep breath. I typed my first question in Portuguese. I asked simply, "Can you help me learn English?" I waited. And then ChatGPT answered. It answered in Portuguese. The answer was very polite. It said yes, it could help me. It was ready to start when I was. This answer was a surprise. It didn't feel like a cold machine. It felt helpful. A small spark of hope came into my heart. Maybe, just maybe, this could be the thing that helps me climb the big English wall. It felt like finding a friendly helper in a difficult place. 4. My first English words. After finding help, I started with very small steps. I asked ChatGPT for simple English words. I typed, "How do you say dog in English?" ChatGPT answered quickly, giving me the word dog. Then I asked for more easy words. Words like cat, house, book, and student. ChatGPT always gave me the English word. Sometimes it also gave me a very simple sentence using the word. For example, for book, it might say, "This is a book." This helped me see the word in use. I decided to keep track of these new words. I got a notebook. On one side of the page, I wrote the word in Portuguese. On the other side, I wrote the English word. Every day I asked ChatGPT for new words. I asked about things I saw every day: table, chair, window. I asked about people: mother, father, friend. I asked about food: apple, bread, water. My notebook started to fill with words. I practiced saying the words aloud: dog, cat, house. I repeated them many times. Then I started to try making my own simple sentences. I typed things like "I student" or "this my book." When I made a mistake, ChatGPT did not say, "That is wrong." Instead, it helped me kindly. For example, when I typed "I student," it replied, "That's a good start. We usually say, 'I am a student.'" It showed me the correct way gently. It felt like a patient teacher. I did not feel bad about my mistakes. I felt happy because I was learning how to fix them. Each time I learned 5 new words or successfully made one simple sentence without a mistake, I felt a small win. These small wins were very important. They made me feel happy and motivated to continue. It was a slow process, learning one word, one sentence at a time, but I was moving forward. The big wall of English I saw before started to look just a little bit smaller. 5. I speak more. I had many English words in my notebook now. I knew words for things, people, and actions, but I knew that speaking English is very important. It is different from just knowing words. I wanted to use my words to talk. So I asked ChatGPT, "Can we have a simple conversation?" I felt a little nervous, but I wanted to try. ChatGPT answered quickly, "Yes, I can help you practice speaking. Let's start. How are you today?" This was a simple question I knew. I typed, "I am good, thank you, and you?" It felt like a real conversation, even if it was text on a screen. We started talking about easy things. We talked about the weather in Rio. We talked about my day at university. We talked about simple food I like. I asked ChatGPT questions too. I asked, "What did you do today?" Of course, ChatGPT is an AI. It doesn't do things like a person, but it answered in a way that helped me practice. It might say, "I helped many people today with their questions." This helped me learn how to ask and answer. We talked about my simple studies. I could say, "I am a student, I study law." ChatGPT would ask, "Do you like studying law?" And I would answer, "Yes, I like it very much." Sometimes I made mistakes with grammar. For example, I might say, "Yesterday I go to the park." ChatGPT did not say, "Wrong." It was always kind. It would show me, "That's good. A small change makes it perfect." You can say, "Yesterday I went to the park." Went is the past form of go. It explained simply right after my sentence. This helped me learn grammar not from a difficult book, but from using the language. Every time I used a new word correctly or made a good sentence, I felt happy. ChatGPT was very patient. It did not make me feel bad if I made a mistake. It just helped me learn. It felt like talking to a very patient friend who only wanted to help me get better. Because I was not afraid to make mistakes, I wanted to talk more and more. My confidence grew with every simple conversation. 6. I read and write. After I learned many English words and how to make simple sentences, I started to look at my law school articles again. Before, reading these articles in English felt impossible. They looked like a secret language I could never understand. But now, things were a little different. I could see some words that I knew. This felt like a small victory. However, most of the sentences were still very difficult. The language used in law is special, and it has many hard words and complex structures. So I used my AI friend ChatGPT to help me read. When I found a sentence that I did not understand, I copied it and put it into our chat. I typed questions like, "Can you explain this sentence in simple English?" Or what does this word mean in this sentence? ChatGPT was very helpful. It did not just give me a simple translation of the word. It explained the meaning of the word in that specific sentence. It also helped me understand the full sentence by breaking it down into easier parts. This was much better than using a simple online translator. A translator often gave me strange words that did not fit, and I still did not understand the main idea. ChatGPT helped me truly understand why the sentence said what it did. My reading slowly got easier and easier, one sentence at a time. The big worry I had about reading English articles started to become smaller. Then I wanted to try writing in English. I started small. I wrote short texts about my day or about simple things I did. For example, I wrote sentences like, "Today I studied law for 3 hours, then I cooked dinner." I also tried writing a very short email, like a practice email to a pretend professor or friend. After I wrote something, I showed it to ChatGPT. I asked questions like, "Is my English correct?" Or "How can I make this writing better?" ChatGPT always answered in a kind and helpful way. It showed me my mistakes, for example, if I used the wrong form of a verb or forgot a small word like or the. It also suggested different ways to write a sentence that sounded more natural or clear. This feedback was very important. I was not scared to make mistakes because I knew ChatGPT would help me learn from them. With more practice reading and writing, I started to use English directly for my law studies. I could understand bigger parts of the English articles myself. I could even write small notes in English about what I was reading. Using English for my real school work felt like a very big step. It was still challenging sometimes, but it was also very rewarding. I felt proud that I was finally using English for my dream, for my future job as a lawyer. It felt amazing to see that the time I spent learning with ChatGPT was helping me with important things in my life. I was not just learning English words and sentences. I was starting to use the language for my academic work. This made me feel more serious about my learning journey and much more hopeful about my future working internationally. I continued this practice every day, reading sentences, asking questions, writing short texts, and getting feedback. Each small step helped me feel stronger and more confident in my English abilities. 7. I feel happy. Learning English changed me in a big way. It was not just about new words or how to make sentences. It changed how I felt inside my heart and my head. Before, I often felt very worried about English. It felt like a heavy problem for my future. I felt scared to try. But now, my feelings were very different. I started to feel excited about learning. I felt curious to discover new things in English every day. Every time I learned a new word, or when I could understand a difficult sentence from a text, I felt a strong feeling of happiness. I felt proud of myself for making progress. This feeling was new and it pushed me to learn more. It was a positive energy. My confidence grew little by little. This started to help me in simple daily situations too. For example, I watched TV shows from other countries. They were in English. I watched them with subtitles in Portuguese at first, but I started to listen carefully to the English words. It was wonderful when I heard words I knew and understood them in the show. Then, one day, something special happened. I was walking in Rio, my city. A person who was visiting from another country looked a little lost. They came to me and asked for help. They spoke in English. For a moment, I felt a little nervous like before. But then I listened carefully. I understood what they needed. They asked for directions to a famous place. I could answer them. I used simple English words, maybe not perfect, but I gave them the correct directions. The tourist smiled a big smile and said, "Thank you," many times. I felt incredibly happy and proud at that moment. It was a real situation where my English helped someone. It showed me that my learning was working in the real world. It helped me connect with another person. The big worry I had about my future as a lawyer started to become smaller. Before I thought, my English is not good enough. I cannot get my dream job. This thought caused me a lot of stress and sadness. But now I did not feel that stress so much. I knew I still had much more to learn, but I was learning. I was making progress every day. The feeling of being lost and stuck was gone. It was replaced by a strong feeling of hope. I started to think, yes, I am learning English. I can do this. My dream is possible. It was fun too. As I became more comfortable using the language, I started to feel more like myself when I used English. It wasn't just words on a page. It was a way to express myself. I could even try to make small jokes with the AI I was using. Maybe the jokes were simple, but it felt good to play with the language. It was like a part of my personality. My sense of humor could start to show in English. My journey with English was changing my life from the inside out. It was making me feel happy, confident, and strong. The big wall that felt impossible to climb before was now a door that was starting to open wide. And behind that door, I saw many new possibilities for my future and for my life. I felt ready to keep going. 8. My new life. Now I look back at my journey. It is hard to believe how much I changed. Before, I knew only a few English words, maybe 3 or 4 simple words. Now I can have simple talks. I can read some texts. This is a big change for me. I feel different inside. The future looks very bright now. English is like a key for me. It opens many doors. I can think about a good job in law, a job where I can use English. Maybe I can work with people from other countries. This was a dream before, but now it feels more real. I can even think about studying in another country one day. These ideas make me very happy. ChatGPT was a very helpful tool. It was like a teacher who was always there. It helped me learn new words and make sentences. It was patient when I made mistakes. I could practice speaking and writing without feeling shy. It was a safe place to learn. But I also know that I did the work. I spent many hours learning. I practiced every day. I wrote words in my notebook. I tried to speak. My effort was important too. The tool was there, but I had to use it. My English learning is not finished. There is still much more to learn, but now I have a good start. I know how to learn and I am not afraid. I am excited to learn more. My life feels bigger now. It has more possibilities. I can do more things. I can talk to more people. I can read more books and articles. This journey started with a simple question to an AI chatbot. It showed me that I can learn difficult things. It showed me that help can come from new places. I am thankful for the help I found. I am thankful for the progress I made. My new life with English in it is just beginning. I look forward to everything that will come next.